and welcome to this edition of News Leader on 6. Today is Tuesday, July 23rd, 2019. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, state unemployment numbers continue to hover at near record lows. Tullahoma Mayor Lane Curley will recap some of the accomplishments of the city in the past year. South Jackson Civic Center has completed some new upgrades, and John Carver, director of Tullahoma City Schools, will talk about personalized teaching. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
Cool off at Southern Middle Tennessee's newest water park, Tullahoma's Splash Island. Fun for all ages. 3 25-foot water slides, lazy river, fun water features for toddlers, tasty food items available. All this and more, only $5 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 4 to 9 p.m. Sundays, 1 to 6. Join the fun at Tullahoma's Splash Island.
The wait is finally over. The all-new redesigned Ford Ranger is back at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma. Stop and test drive one today at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma on Highway 55, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. Unemployment across Tennessee remains near its historic low despite a slight increase to 3.4% in June. According to the latest data from the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development, June's seasonally adjusted unemployment rate is up 0.1 of a percentage point when compared to the previous month. Year-to-year unemployment is 0.2 of a percentage point lower than the June 2018 rate. Even with a minor uptick in unemployment, Tennessee employers continue to add thousands of new workers to their payrolls. Total non-farm employment increased by 9,600 jobs between May and June of this year. The durable goods, manufacturing, administrative support, waste services, and healthcare social assistance sectors experienced the largest increases.
Labor Workforce Development Commissioner Jeff McCord said, quote, "Creating new jobs for Tennesseans is top priority. Companies continue to show they have confidence in our state's economy and in Tennessee's workforce by adding nearly 10,000 jobs in June, and that's impressive," end quote. Between June 2018 and June 2019, Tennessee saw non-farm employment grow by 52,100 jobs. Employers in the leisure, hospitality, trade, transportation, utilities, and manufacturing sectors are responsible for creating the highest number of new jobs over the last year. Across the United States, seasonally adjusted unemployment also increased in June. The national rate grew by 0.1 of a percentage point to 3.7%.
The Tullahoma Board of Mayor and Aldermen approved a budget for the upcoming year at their July 8th meeting. In this video clip, Mayor Curley talks about some of the major accomplishments of the city in the past year.
For the 17th time, I present a budget message and state of the city to you as mayor. I appreciate this opportunity to discuss the economic vitality of Tullahoma, as well as some of the achievements that have shaped our community this past year. I will also highlight some of the initiatives we have to look forward to in the coming year. I am pleased to report the city government enjoys a bond rating of AA2, one of the highest in the state for a community our size. Your city government earned the GFOA Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Management, as well as the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award, one of the few cities in Tennessee to have that distinction. These are independent and objective measures of how your tax monies are managed and measured for transparent financial reporting. This budget represents a fiscally responsible and conservative approach to the use of your tax dollars. I appreciate the leadership of City Administrator Jennifer Moody and Finance Director Sue Wilson for their professional approach in managing the fiscal affairs of city government. I also appreciate all department heads for their leadership and management of the day-to-day affairs in their departments.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Mustang Sally. You better slow that Mustang down at Russell Barnett Ford in Tullahoma on Highway 55, where you can receive up to $4,000 off original MSRP. That's Russell Barnett Ford in Tullahoma. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
Welcome back. Tom Corrington spoke recently with John Carver, director of Tullahoma City Schools. In this segment, Mr. Carver talks about personalized teaching.
Our guest today is Mr. John Carver, who is the director of schools for the city of Tullahoma since last November, I guess.
November 1st, yes, sir.
November 1st, right. And has been around a little bit longer than that. But he has, we could say, a different vision, at least quite a number of changes that are in his head that he's looking at for Tullahoma. We had him on the show in which he was just sort of outlined those back the first of the year. And so we're giving him a few months and find out how he's doing. And we'll do this periodically. Sounds like what he's saying is that we got a plan laid out that takes until 2025 to implement. So we're going to have a few more shows, I think. Okay, thanks for taking time to join us and share your vision with us. You had talked about personalized teaching, whatever that is. You want to teach all the kids? I guess most of us thought we were teaching all the kids. He's also made a couple of significant personnel changes. So let's find out what he's going, what his vision is. Well, one sort of general topic that cropped up was what was referred to as personalized teaching.
That's right.
What does that mean?
Well, the educational system that we all went through, the teacher prep programs, they trained you to teach to the middle, which meant that if you, as you presented your lessons, you were looking at that middle group of kids. The thinking was the talented and gifted kids would know it already, and the kids at the other end of the spectrum would have additional supports and stuff. I can still remember my undergraduate teacher prep teacher saying, well, just when you design your lessons, design them to the middle. And that doesn't work. Each child learns differently. A 21st century educator needs to be able to tailor that instruction to meet the way a kid learns. And so, yeah, it's a paradigm shift. You know, some kids are tactile learners. Some kids can pick things up from reading a book. The best experience is when learning is when you experience something. Some of the things that have evolved are like problem solving, giving kids real world problems and teaching them how to access the information to come up with solutions to those real world problems. You know, I just had a thought, you know, back in my office, I've got a math textbook from 1858. Math textbook. And it's interesting as you look at it, it's a list of problems, equations, and I don't know about you, but in my high school math classes, you could look in the back and the answers would be there for the odds or the evens, right? Yeah. And that's the way this 1858 textbook was designed. And you know, I guess applications of math to, I mean, yes, you've got to learn the formulas, the algebraic formulas and your math facts and all that, but here in the 21st century, applying them to a real world problem. If you're building a house, being able to, in your head, figure out how much per square foot you're going to build that house for. If you're going to pour concrete, how much are you going to have to pay per yard for the concrete, or for that matter, shingling a roof. You start making those direct applications of math and not learning them in isolation. The research is out there is that the math achievement goes way up. So, personalized learning, instead of the teacher being the sage on the stage, the teacher has in their mind what we want the kids to know and be able to do. And so just like when you play golf, you got all kinds of golf clubs in your bag, and that each time you swing at the ball, you've got to be able to select the right club. Well, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to develop that in the classroom so that the teacher knows what club to pull out of their bag to help educate their child.
Well, give us a for instance. What do you?
Well, in an elementary setting, they have for reading. There's a concept called the Daily Five. And the Daily Five is a block of time in which
reading.
This is in reading. Okay, and so the Daily Five is that within the classroom there are children that are in 5 different stations. Read to self, read to others, read text, and at the same time the teacher is providing direct instruction to those children that need it. And so in this classroom, instead of the teacher being the center of the learning, each child knows what they need to learn how to do. They understand what they need to do to become better readers. They've taken ownership in their learning, and so they're going through these different stations, if you would, or these different activities based on where they're at. We've become very active on social media. And many of the teachers are on Twitter and taking part in these global Twitter chats in which ideas are shared back and forth. And I mentioned to you off camera that this last fall we got connected with a school district in Harrisburg, South Dakota. And I think I shared that with you last time I was on the show, where they're in the 6th year of elementary children not being sifted and sorted by chronological age, but by their ability group. And so you have children that historically would have been in a 3rd grade, and being in 3rd grade they would have been restricted to 3rd grade curriculum, but in this new model, if they have a strength in reading and want to be reading on the 5th grade level, there's a means in which to do that.
We'll be right back with more News Leader on 6.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. South Jackson Civic Center recently completed an upgrade to the center's upper windows. Chairman Greg Gressel made the presentations.
This is the window dedication at South Jackson Civic Center, and people are starting to gather. And these windows are going upstairs above the main entrance to South Jackson Civic Center, and it's been years that they've just been blacked out. And Greg Gressel, the chairman of the board, is here, and he's going to make a statement about how this happened, and then we're going to turn the lights on. And right now you can look up there and you can barely see what's up there, but when they light them up, it's an impressive thing, and it's a wonderful addition to the outside of South Jackson Civic Center and a wonderful recognition to the people they're dedicated to.
Thank you all for coming this evening to help us celebrate this occasion. South Jackson Civic Center was formed in 1977 to save South Jackson, a grassroots effort to halt the destruction of the South Jackson School building. Nestled in the core of the building is Tullahoma's first public school, built in 1886. We opened our doors as South Jackson Civic Center in January of 1979 with our first performance. Our mission is to foster, promote, and engage in cultural, educational, historical, and civic activities. We work to preserve and restore the South Jackson Street Public School building for the use by the community as a civic and performing arts center. Fortunately, we live in a great city that supports the arts. Thank you to our city government for their continued work to save this jewel for Tullahoma and for its future. And to the individuals that give their time and talents to volunteer. Nonprofits would not exist if it were not for community support. And that is why we're here today. We've had a lot of opportunities where we have been the beneficiaries of projects, of community giving. We've had multiple Eagle Scout Award projects and many Girl Scout Gold Award projects that have been done in this building even in the last year. And organizations like that and other individuals have put a lot into helping us make things like this happen. This started with my son Nicholas's Eagle Scout project, and Nicholas built the partitions on the back side with the help and mentorship of RJ Hayes. RJ is here tonight. RJ, thank you. We learn from those who have gone before us. If we truly pay attention, they are still leading us. So tonight, we light these windows as a symbol of the light of leadership and wisdom that they have shown us. Thank you all. Thank you for your support.
All right, these are the people involved, and on the left-hand side of the screen here is Florence Hull, Ratcliffe Hull, and all of her family there, and
Candy and friends.
Then there's Sally Rhodes sitting next to her.
Where are they at?
And Dot Couch sitting next to her, and then there's Sally's daughter back there, and there's Fran and Candy Couch, and Catherine Hopkins, whose mother was Cersei Couch, Bob's sister. And then there's Bob's other sister over there, Dot Watson, and Lane Curley, Mayor, celebrating the new windows that are alive and well above the main entrance of South Jackson Civic Center. And there are the windows up there. And here are the people that are being honored and some other honored guests. So congratulations to all involved.
More Newsleader is coming up in just a moment.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Chevrolet GMC in Winchester. Select Silverados will receive supplier pricing and $6,500 in rebates only at Russell Barnett Chevrolet GMC on the bypass in Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. Contact Lifeline is having a couple of fundraisers in the near future. John Gray spoke with two of the organization members about the events.
I have two lovely ladies here right now from Contact Lifeline.
Yes.
And what is going on in Contact Lifeline world?
Well, we are doing a lot of fundraising coming up. Right now we have July 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. We are doing back to school photos. It's open to the public, no sitting fee. It goes on from 12 until 3. And it's going to be out at the Henry Center, 201 West Lincoln Street in Tullahoma. You just come in, we're going to have the doors open. You just come on up, we're going to sign you in and get your pictures taken. And go ahead and bring those back to school outfits with you. That way you don't have to worry.
That's great.
If you're like me, you forget to take that back to school photo of your children the first day because it's so crazy that day. So this is a way that you can come in and go ahead and have them all dressed up, and that on the way out the door you can get the picture.
Then they get to go jump in a mud puddle.
Then they get to go jump in the mud puddle and have fun. That's right. Family Counseling Center is our parent company, and they're celebrating their 20th anniversary this year. So they're actually sponsoring this event, and then all the proceeds will go to Contact Lifeline, keeping our phone lines open, plus the suicide awareness training that we do out within the community. The second and third Saturday in August, we will be holding free QPR training, which is question, persuade, refer training that kind of teaches you the
when
how
you
to
hear, recognize what's going on
How to
in the
recognize the
conversation you're
and
having.
what to say, and then when to know to ask somebody who knows more than you do.
Right.
Yes.
There is a huge need, especially in Coffee County. It serves the surrounding counties as well, but Coffee County in particular is one of the top 5 needed for suicides in Tennessee.
There can't be that many accountants living around here.
No, we have our lawyers too.
Yeah,
But,
accountants used to be the highest suicide rate.
Yeah.
But
right now our teens are one of our highest rated.
Yeah, it's
about to be the #1 leading cause for our teenagers.
I know,
and that's sad.
And it is very sad, and I just have to think it's because the society we live in right now is just mean.
Yeah, and a lot of, I'm a
young
parent.
Young people are mean.
No, they are. Our young people are mean. Our parents are putting a lot of stress on our teenagers, more so than what we had.
Yeah.
And that's something, because they're wanting to keep up with, this one's going to Yale, so my child needs to go to Yale too. And that's stress that our kids, they already have that everyday high school stress or that everyday middle school stress, and then here we are as parents. I'm guilty of it myself with my son, and my son was suicidal his junior year, and when we looked at it, it was not just the dynamics of he was being bullied at school, but our family was falling apart at that time, so he had that stress. Then he had the stress of trying to keep up with AP classes and this assignment and this extracurricular, and it just collapsed on. We all made our mistakes as teenagers. We need to let our kids make their mistakes.
There you go.
That's how they learn. That's how they learn to be adults. And we're a generation that's not letting our kids be the kids we were.
And I heard a conversation the other day about mothers saying, well, when do I love my daughter calling me, asking me advice? How do I still keep that relationship with her, but tell her, honey, it's time for you to make these decisions. You can make them. I've trained you. I don't want you to quit calling me, but you need to flap your little old wings and see how it goes. Mm-hmm. I'll be here to pick you back up if you fall, but there comes a time that's got to happen.
Yeah, we've got to let them fall.
And you folks understand that, and you can help other people over the telephone and in your training sessions. We appreciate what you do. We're about out of time, so tell us again. Picture taken
is July 22nd, 23rd, and 24th from 11 to 3 at 201 West Henry.
12 to 3.
12 to 3.
Yeah,
See, this is why I brought my brain with me this
There
morning.
you go, and we appreciate both of you for doing what you do. Know that you're welcome back at any time.
Thank you.
Because what you do is very, very, very important work, and we thank you for it.
Thank you.
And don't forget to tune into this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Cindy and Mike Sneed, who will show off their 40th anniversary South Jackson Goes Country quilt they made to commemorate this year's show. We'll also speak with Robin Dunn about her continuing efforts to help Tullahoma residents with localized flooding. All that and more on this week's Living.
And stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Ford of Winchester. Check out the 2018 Ford F-150 as low as $34,739. That's Russell Barnett Ford on 41A in Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
An annual event started in 1939 will continue when the World Grand Championship celebration will once again be held in Shelbyville, Tennessee at the Celebration Arena. Each year, people come from all over the world to contend for the coveted honor of being crowned World Grand Champion. From the wonderful flat shod to the exciting performance horse, they will fill the ring with the breed's best of the best. The celebration supports local charities, and this year they are asking everyone to come out and support the largest nonprofit event in Middle Tennessee and the charities that depend on this event to fund their cause. Come out and be a part of a family tradition by showing your support for the annual Walking Horse National Celebration. For ticket and box seat information, call 931-684-5915.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1952 at 103 degrees. The record low was in 1947 at 48 degrees. Average high on this day is 88 and the average low is 67. Clear weather in the forecast for tonight with a low of 56. Sunny weather expected on Wednesday with a high of 81 and a low of 57. And on Thursday, sunny weather again in the forecast with a high of 83 and a low of 62. And that's our news leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for News Leader on 6. You have a good evening.
Have a great evening.